All right, we've got our registration script, or our form rather. Let's make the registration script. So let's switch back over to Visual Studio. We've got this basic debug.log thing, not that useful. Let's go ahead and get rid of it. And as before with the login script, we're going to do the same strategy. So we're going to create some fields in here that we can use to get references to the fields that are on our form. So we will put public text for a text field, first name, and registration code. And then we need a reference to the button. Okay, when we click it, we want to disable the button. And then we're going to need, as before, a coroutine to actually send this off and do the work. So let's go ahead and make our coroutine. And I think I'm going to change these to say field on the end so that I know what they are. It would be too easy to confuse them with the actual data themselves. So let's change a quick name change. That's better. All right, so now that we've got those, let's do this. Let's do var first name dot text, last name the same way. Email and password. Okay, so we've got the basic data. Now before we constructed a URL, this time we need to construct a form. So if you remember what this looks like in HTML, we need to make the same thing. So let me see if I still have, I do. Bring this back over so we can look at it. In HTML, we can see that we have a form and it goes to a particular place and there's a post on there, and then we have our input fields just like that, and then we have a button that actually submits. So it's the same thing that we made. This is just what it looks like in HTML. We need to make this same thing in our code, and there is a convenient way to do that. And it looks a little like this. We'll call it a form because that's what it is, and it's going to be new www form. And now we just need to add the key value pairs on there just like we would in HTML. It looks a little like this. It's form.addField, and then the name of the field, and then the value. So let's go back and make sure we know what this is expecting. So let's go back to our back end again. And we're just going to take them off our registration because we know that this works because we've tested it. So let's add a little documentation in here. So we can have that right there. And we can see it. So that makes it easy, right? So we need the name, The ID isn't important. We need the name and the value. So the name is going to be first name, and the value is going to be, in this case, first name, because we've already got that on line 22. Just do the same thing for the remainder. So the second one is called last name, and the value of it is last name, as we got on line 23. We need the email, which it's calling email. You can see right here. Password. Make sure they match. So it has to be lowercase p, lowercase p. They have to match. Remember, this is tested and working. And so you want to mirror what's already tested and already working, rather than reworking everything, because then you'd have to test it again. And we don't want to test again, so let's not do that. So let's do password, password. And last but not least, registration number. And the value is, oh, we didn't get that one. Let's go ahead and put it up here. Did we not put it in here? Let's see. Registration code field. There we go. Now would be a good time to point out one of the fundamental differences between C# and Python. Python uses snake case, which is what this is. Snake case, get it? Python is a snake. That's called snake case, and then we're used to using some variant of camel case, where we raise the capitals as we go through the word. That's just a convention. I could use snake case in C# if I want to. All right, so we've got all our fields added to our form. We, like before, need a variable to hold our URL. This would probably, again, be better as a constant, but that's okay. We'll do variable URL equals, and now since I screwed it up last time, I will go check and see what it is. It is right here. Once again, it's working, so use what's working already. Copy that. Put it there. Now, we don't have to append anything to this because the data this time is on the form and not the URL, so just the URL is fine. There we go. This is going to bother my conscience if I don't do it, so let's just get it over with. Too much. All right, that's better. Now I'll sleep better at night. All right, so we've got our URL. No need to append this time. So we'll call it post. It could be anything. There's nothing magical about the word post. This is just a variable. Why don't we say post result? And we'll create a new www object. And we will send it the URL. And we'll send it our form like that. And now we're waiting on that to be filled, so we'll say yield return post result. And then again, as before, we'll say something along the lines. This is probably not exactly what we had before, so we're going to do something to check to make sure that we have a result that we can use. So we'll say if not string dot is null or empty. Handy function on the string object. We called it post result dot error. Which will be on that www object on line 43. Okay, so if the error string is not null or empty, we're expecting that it should be, then we're going to say debug.log something nice in here to let you know that it went horribly wrong. Hopefully we won't ever see that, and we'll just say debug.log, and we'll just get the result. So we'll say post result dot text, and that should say okay. So maybe a better check would be if post result dot text equals okay, but that's all right. This will work too. All right, let's do a quick build and make sure everything's kosher. And it looks like it is. And let's run it. And let's put something in here. Oh, I know. Mobius T-Duck. Password will be Thunder, and the registration code will be something unintelligible. Click register, and I did what I usually do. I haven't set my references. Shame on me. You'd think I'd learn, but you know I never will. Let's click on script host, and I didn't set any of this stuff. So let's set this stuff. So first name text is there. Last name text goes here. Email text goes here. Password, registration code, and the button. Now remember, on the button, you grab the whole thing, not just the text field. You need the whole thing. I don't think it'll actually work because that's not a button. Okay, perfect. Let's try it again. Okay, it's posting, it's posting, it's posting. Let me see, where's my console? Here we are. Yeah, I would have expected it to finish by now. Oh, okay, I've made a silly mistake. Those are the best kind, though. I never started my coroutine, so let's start that. So excited to get that working. I just forgot to run the coroutine. Send registration. Like so. All right, let's try that again. Third time's a charm. And I can see that worked. So there's my OK. Good to go. Now let's switch back over to our back end and see if it's there. I'll go back to my site and go all the way to the top And let's open that registrations file, and I should see our registration code there. And there we go. So that's getting and posting. The only thing I haven't done is I have not shown you how to deserialize these back into C# objects. So we'll do that in the next video.